Hello, and
Hi.
welcome to these interludes, where we're going to be discovering a bit about our players' characters' pasts through through basically Dream. Um, this is most likely the first one that will be published, though it is the last one that we are filming. Um, the to give a little bit of rules and how things work is that this will be I will put you in a setting. There is no character sheet, there is no roll 20, there's no rolls. This is just narrative. This is just a conversation between your character, so Gale, and a person that she instinctively trusts enough to talk about elements of her past, maybe even reveal some secrets. What you decide to reveal is up to you. But this, most likely, as we enter the final chapter of the adventure, might be the last time we kind of see these kinds of things. Unless we do one shots and stuff, like sort of callbacks. Um, to be specific in the timeline, this is happening just after Fenthaza's ultimatum. So you were woken by the Huanti. They have now left and to your devices, to your rest, and it is the night before you enter the tomb. As with dream rules, if there are inconsistencies, if there are there may be inconsistencies, if there are any things that you see that seem weird to you, you might start to reflect on it. But if I say just move on, then as per dream sequence, we just move on. The scene continues. You will be free to dissect, divulge, and ponder on anything that you will get within the dream, as when you wake up, you will have full memory of anything that had happened. And you are free to discuss it among others. Now, are there any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay. So let's put a little bit of soundscape behind, and let's start. Let's start. Gale, you dream. You find yourself at the bow of a ship you know well, the Bronze Spear. On the horizon, as the sun is about to set in about an hour or two, you can see away the silhouette of an island, and on this island, a pirate fortress held by the Sea Princes. Well, formerly of the Sea Princes. You're not exactly sure what's going on these days. Nonetheless, the order has been given by her inheritors, and as soon as the night has fallen, an assault will be taken onto that position. And you, freshly made cleric of Valkyr, will be leading a squad into battle. This is the night where you become a battle cleric for the first time. How are your nerves?
Tense. Reviewing the plan. But also calm because she's breathing with the sea. preparing her mind and opening up to everything that's around her.
There's a set of footsteps that sort of wake you almost from your reverie as you turn to find the kind face of, well, kind to you maybe, at least familiar face of Orin Badgerlock, though at the time he was by another name. Bright Hand was his name originally, given to him for his artificial hand and not yet for the streak of white in his beard. So there, child. Contemplating the prize, are we?
You told me to not contemplate anything before the battle's over. Except for your plans and your men.
He sort of looks. Sort of looks towards you. I was expecting you to be a bit lost in your thoughts there, but no. Looks like you know exactly where you are. Huh. Strange in one so young as you. But then again, you started everything young in your life, did you not?
You would know. You were the one who allowed a poor little girl running for her life on his ship. Well, not exactly your ship, but...
Oh, this ship was mine in all but name. And you know it. He pulls out from his satchel. He pulls out this sort of waxed cheesecloth. And as he opens it up, you see a series of cut up honeycombs. The honey is dark yellow, almost brown. And despite what you might find in the smell, immediately sort of takes you. But this is not. It's sweet, yes, but it's stronger than that. There's an acrid, almost medicinal kind of flair to it. And he sort of offers the package to you. Well, to pick one anyways.
Yeah, I'll pick up a bit of the comb and just bite right into it.
That sweet acrid, it wakes you in a sense. There's almost sort of that it's almost mint, the way that cold, that flash freeze that alerts your senses in a way. And he says, this has taken me through many a pre-fight. Give something to chew on. Wakes the senses.
Yeah. What is it?
Nothing more than honeycomb. But I have my sources.
Yeah, a special kind.
Yeah. You'll find bees in all places, but this comes from... Well, they need to go get there. Anyways. No. I remember that day where you snuck up on board. Captain almost had a fit. Finding a stowaway. Where was it that we picked you up? Baldur's Gate?
Yeah. Well, He had a fit, and then I was the best moose he ever had, so...
You keep telling yourself that. I think he took a liking to you. Well, sorry to see him go, but... I don't actually think we've ever talked about it, though. What exactly you were running from. I know something about your brother. But you're always quick to shut me down about that conversation.
Gil has a look to the fortress and has a... "Hey, you wanna stir all those old memories now? For a friend, I guess."
I would hope
That's
so.
gonna distract me from the pre-battle jitters. Yeah. I'm a Genasi. You know Baldur's Gate a little? You must have guessed I was from Little Kalimshan. And you know how those go with the Flaming Fist.
Oil and water, was it?
Hmm?
Oil and water, was it?
Fire and water. I don't remember precisely, but there had been someone of the Flaming Fist had had a bad experience while trying to come in, and apparently it was offensive enough that they sent a whole battalion to try and pacify us. As soon as we know, the whole of Little Kalimshan was up in arms, ready to fight back. I was a child. Up on the roofs with some of the others. I wasn't there to fight. I was just there to see what was gonna happen and keep an eye on my brother. He was down in the streets with the other hotheads. And unfortunately, he got caught. That's when, before I knew it, I was grabbing one of the tiles and I threw it at the head of the Flaming Fist soldier who had my brother. Yeah, I didn't see it coming.
Tyrants rarely do.
Problem is, I killed that man.
It was the end of his path.
Yeah.
If he had no one to blame but himself to be there in that place.
Mm. I got over it a long time ago. The problem is they didn't.
So, does that mean there's a wanted poster of the name
Oh,
of Gale running around in Baldur's Gate?
not Gil. That was the first thing I did. I changed my name.
So you did.
But then I ran. The sea always spoke to me. The only thing I regretted in Little Kalimshan was being so far from the sea. Not living on Baldur's Gate's docks. So when I had to run straight to the sea.
Right onto our deck.
Well, not directly onto the deck. Went through one of the cannon holes, hid.
Yes, you were a slippery one.
Being small had its advantages. I
True.
couldn't fit in there anymore.
As he sort of, with the honey still in, sort of him chewing on the wax, you see him pull out a pipe, and with a sort of flick of his metal fingers, a sort of spark, and light the pipe after packing it. There's almost to the usual pipe smoke, that mix of honey sort of mixes in with the smoke, and there's another fragrance again, that sort of, and you can see he sort of takes a time to appreciate it. And that was the beginning of a new path for you.
Yeah.
Another step. One that brings you here now. The Church of Valkor. And your first evening. Your first assault as a battle cleric, no less. Taking charge of 5 brave souls as you assault this pirate compound. Why? You who ran from consequences, maybe is even some responsibility. Why take it up? Why be a follower? Why be a cleric? Why be in charge of others' destinies that way?
As we all grow up, old man. The little girl running is not a woman. As young as you see me. I'm grown now. And living on this ship, with your dubious example, and a few good ones. There are people to protect. There are good people around here.
It was the captain who put you on that path, didn't he? The one
Yeah.
to Valkor.
I guess he thought I had it in me after he saw me out in the storm for the 3rd time.
Well, apparently Umberly wouldn't have you.
Nah. The sea bitch is powerful, but not one for open fighting and...
No.
and assault.
Her blessings are of a different flavor. You decided to put your service not to the sea, but to those who ride it.
What better way to repay the company who took me in?
So you were doing this out of gratitude?
That's a good question. I don't think gratitude is the right word here. There's gratitude, of course. I mean, you, the old captain, everyone who took me in on this ship, gave me a home, a future, instead of abandoning me in the first harbor you could find. But more than that, you're my new family. And family protects, takes care, and enjoys a good mead or a good pipe together.
Nasty habit, this one. I wouldn't have you pick it up.
Oh no. You wouldn't want my fingers all over your pipe, would you?
Speaking ill again of my pipe, and you'll see what's coming to you.
Oh, I don't speak ill of it. I, I just say water elemental ancestry here. I would put it out. I would be sorry for it. Drowning through some very good leaves. That's not done.
Yes, well. Let's stick with the honeycomb then, shall we?
Yeah.
But again, I have to ask then. Becoming a cleric of Valkyr. This was not something that was thrust upon you, was it? You went in full-heartedly.
That's the only way Valko would accept.
I've seen you, for the lack of a better word, preach. You would make a good leader, I think. And those 5 that are going to be on the beaches with you tonight, they're going to need that leadership. But you're not one to lead from the front. Or will you?
How else would you want me to lead?
Some of
If not from the front.
Some of those soldiers will have egos. Titles, rank. Are you to lead? Are you to take the lead or take the side?
Contrary to men with big muscles and big egos, I'm the sea. I'm the water. I fit in any place where we make space for me and where I'm needed. If they need support, they'll have support. If they need an arrowhead, someone to breach, I'll be that spear. If they need healing, I'll be the healing.
Malleable, yes. And though water takes time to go through, it's to make its own path. It takes time, and sometimes you don't have it. You've been changing your paths for quite a while now. That girl in Baldur's Gate. That sailor. Now cleric. You are not one to look much to the past, are you?
The past can contain valuable lessons, but I found that the future is what you can shape and change and direct in the way you want.
Your future. Your
Yes.
future you can mold. Coming from one who follows the will of the gods, who manifests the will of the gods. That is an interesting take on destiny, don't you think?
History taught me something. For what I've learned of it, even the gods aren't impervious to destiny.
Yes, that is very true.
So I'll decide my own path as much as I can and let destiny take care of the rest. Valkyr is the compass I follow, but I make my own path.
He nods. Be wary, though, especially in a winding path such as yours. Take advice from this old fool. You will not find much comfort, much stability in the future, nor will you in the present. But look back on the path that you have walked, and you will see that every step has brought you here, where you are supposed to be. You, the calm within the storm. I mean, it seems that Vulker himself is watching over. Or maybe the sea bitch is waiting for her meal. And you can see on the horizon, as the sun has sort of dipped, not fully under the horizon, but just below, a flashing layer of clouds as there's a storm coming in. This, whether by fate, design, or coincidence, will be marking the beginning of your assault. Judging by the wind, judging by the distance, maybe another 3 hours. Oren again sort of looks towards you, to the shield, to the trident, and he says, "'Tis a fearsome place that you are now bringing your charges into. Do you feel up to it?"
You don't ask the easy questions, do you tonight, Oren?
When have I ever?
Battles and assaults, I know. I'm no fresh blood. I've done this gig a good amount of times. But yeah, leading my men into this, even just 5 poor souls, knowing that we will make it or not are my decisions. Yeah. That's a challenge.
Well, know that you are not alone. Others will follow. Others will breach in different areas.
Yeah.
Your charges are those 5 and the mission at hand. Keep an eye on your objectives. Be precise. All is part of a plan.
We're gonna make it. With Valka's blessing on the horizon, it will
Well,
be dark though.
it will. But those 2 dragonborn with you are going to be a good help, I believe. Especially that young one. The one with the ivory blade.
Yeah.
Itana, I think she was.
Yeah, she's got a good spirit.
She'll go far. Keep that one alive.
I'll keep all of them alive. At least I hope.
You will. Now then. We should get back to the captain's quarters. There's still a couple of details to fill in. I see that the orders have come in.
Yeah, the last scouts I've seen come back as well.
Oh, and spit that waxer off the board. It would not be prudent for the captain to see you munching away like a manatee. And he himself sort of spits over the board, taps his pipe overboard as well, extinguishing it, saying, "Well then, shall we get to it?"
Gale spits her the part of wax overboard as well, and then turns around, giving him a smack on the back. I say,
Hey,
"Come on, Grandpa."
remember who you are. Hmm? As you walk into the the sort of brightly lit captain's quarters map room, you have a last sort of look behind to this looming fortress on top of this evil looking island. Something's off about it. You're not sure. Something new you haven't felt before. This one is going to be different. But as your hand sort of clings to the shield, clings to the trident, which you sheath in your back. Taking confidence in your abilities and the ones that will be around you. The dream fades. That's a bit brutal. As you wake, you can hear the crackling of the fire, Heinrich muttering to himself as he's poring over his notes, copying furiously, held awake only by alchemy of some sort. Rundemond is shaking your shoulder as it's your turn to take shift. Make sure that the snakes don't come back. As you shake the dream off, you Tideswill next to you, realizing that back on that assault, Trident wasn't with you yet. A couple of things, but nature of dreams, I guess. You are left with a couple of hours before awakening Simber. The night is quiet, sounds of the jungle, but you know as you look up to the stars that are clear in some manner, that these stars are very different from the ones above Baldur's Gate. Very different from the ones of the Black Peaks, of that Ashen Island. Very different here in Chult. Any thoughts?
Different from home, but still lighting the way. Even from here. I could follow them and get home. But for now, this is where my path brought me. And here's where destiny awaits.
This is where the camera would fade away. But you would notice as you're maybe rummaging around your pack, one of the ration packets that, as you're sort of going about for maybe something to calm your stomach or whatever, you do find in your pack one of these, part of the travel rations, probably taken off the Red Wizards or some sort. You find a honeycomb.
I open And just have a smell at it.
Difficult to see in the firelight, but the honey's dark yellow, almost brown. The smell of it, acrid, almost medicinal. And that's where we're going to lift off. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.